Senator Cory Bernardi will split from the Liberal Party tomorrow. He will formally tell the Senate that he is starting his own party based on his Australian Conservatives movement. And he will do this because Malcolm Turnbull has led the Liberals too far left and over the cliff. Today's news poll proves it. The coalition is now just 46% to Labor's 54% after preferences. But the primary vote is even more damning. The Liberals have dropped to just 35%. They've lost 1 in 6 of their voters since last year's election, which was already a terrible result. And almost all of those voters have gone to the right, to One Nation. One Nation leader Pauline Hanson today was celebrating.
I'm thrilled with it. I'm so surprised and actually thrilled with the support that I'm getting Australia-wide.
Now, this result is exactly what Bernardi's been warning the Liberals about since that near-death election last July, warning that the Liberals under Turnbull had lost the Conservative base. Here he is back then.
I suspect that is One Nation and others who are saying the things that I think the Liberal Party should be saying.
Bernardi's plan is to do something much like what he suggested then, to offer Conservative voters now fed up with Turnbull to give them an alternative, not just to the Liberals, but to One Nation. It is to say a lot of the things that One Nation is saying, but with more nuance, more policy smarts, and perhaps with not so many oddballs surrounding him as Hanson seems to attract. I'm betting Bernardi, for instance, will campaign on what Turnbull has not. For free speech, for instance. For much smaller government. For cuts in immigration. He'll also take on global warming alarmists. Bernardi will start off alone. He won't be taking any Liberal MPs with him, even though many are also frustrated with Turnbull's leadership.
It would be fair to say that some Conservatives have been sidelined, that we do need to embrace the Conservative element within our party that makes up the vast bulk, the vast majority of the membership.
Exactly what Bernardi's plans are, we will learn tomorrow. He'll be my guest on the show in his first TV interview after announcing his decision, so don't miss that tomorrow. But what does all this mean for the Turnbull government? Well, for a start, it helps mark the end of Turnbull as Prime Minister. It is now clear that Turnbull is a hopeless politician. He's indecisive, he's a terrible salesman, and clearly he's unable to unite his own party. But most fundamentally, is exactly the wrong person for the job. You cannot have a man of the left lead the Liberals without risking splitting the party or looking insincere. Now, just look at the latest example. Turnbull's now not even ruling out letting politicians vote to allow same-sex marriage, is not ruling out breaking his firm election promise to let you decide instead in a people's vote. To many, that kind of thing just confirms that Turnbull stands for nothing. And that failing is what will be confirmed, put up in lights, when Cory Bernardi quits the party. Unlike Turnbull, Bernardi is a conviction politician. So, it's all over for Turnbull. And the ministers who helped make him Prime Minister in that grubby little coup are furious. They're lashing out at Bernardi, accusing him of disloyalty.
Senator Bernardi is a former President of the South Australian Division of the Liberal Party, a former Vice President of the Federal Party. He has a long history of his service within the Liberal Party, and Liberal Party members have supported him strongly in his roles as a Liberal Senator. At the last election, he was elected as a Liberal Senator by Liberal voters to support the Liberal Party in this Parliament and be part of our team.
But Bernardi isn't deserting the Liberals. The Liberals under Turnbull have deserted him and deserted every other Conservative supporter. Turnbull is the one that's been disloyal. Turnbull is the Liberal who refused to defend free speech, as he promised. He's the one who refused to call out the global warming scare. He's the one who refused to scrap the mean and mad green energy policies that are driving your power bills through the roof. And it is Turnbull the Liberal who refuses to cut immigration levels or to wind back multiculturalism, to wind back identity politics. I mean, this is the man who even held a Ramadan dinner with Muslim leaders, including hardliners, during the election campaign. And most seriously, it is Turnbull the Liberal who has failed to slash government spending, which goes up and up and up. Malcolm Turnbull once thought that as Prime Minister, he could just take the Conservative support for granted. They wouldn't have anywhere else to go. Wrong. Now the party is over. Goodbye, Mr. Turnbull.